Hi friends, in the last video we covered very clearly about what is the control flow in try except finally. Now the next topic what I have to discuss, nested try except finally. Nested try except finally blocks. What it means? The name itself indicates, right? Nested. So inside try block we can take try except finally. Inside except block you can take try except finally. Inside finally also you can take try except finally. So that's why nesting of try except finally is always possible, friends. Okay, that part, how the behavior with example I want to discuss. Just have a look once, sir. Best example here I'm taking. I'm taking try. So within the try block you can take try except finally, like this. If you want you can take. So can you please tell where I'm taking this try except finally? Inside the try block. Remember, similarly, sir, this is the except block. Inside except block, if you want you can take again try except finally. Again, if you want you can take try except finally. Okay, where we are taking try except finally? Inside except block. Next finally, like this I'm taking. Inside here try except and then finally, like I'm taking some. Can you please tell where I'm taking try except finally? Inside inside finally block. So means that inside a try block you can take try except finally. Inside except block you can take try except finally. Inside finally also try except finally is possible. So means that nesting of try except finally blocks is always possible, friends. Clear for all of you, right? Okay, well, sir, what is the advantage of taking this one? Sir, can you please explain with one or two small scenarios so that we will get much clarity? You may ask. Very simple, sir. Now listen very carefully, right? Suppose assume I have try block is there. I have try block is there. Sir, there are multiple lines of the code is there. Sir, this is except block, except block, right? Now take very special care. Can I use the word this is the risky code? Sir, within the try block, which code we have to take? Risky code. Sir, in this, these a few lines of the code too much risky. Assume that these are 5 lines of the code too much risky code. So what is the reason for that? Maybe communicating with the third party system. That third party system is always maybe down. Okay, so these few lines of the code is too much risky code. Too much risky code. Okay, like now the point is, observe very carefully, sir. If I'm not taking any special care for this too much risky code, what will happen? If an exception rises, immediately the control will comes to sir, this except block, because this except block is the responsible to handle. What will happen if the control come to sir this except block? Now these lines of the code is not going to execute. Without executing these many lines of the code, how you can expect a proper behavior? That's why so never recommended to depend on this outer except block. You know it is a too much risky code. What I will take here is here only I will take sir this try except separate except handling I'm taking, sir. Now the advantage is, if there is an exception raised, immediately this except block is the responsible to handle. Now remaining lines of the code happily will execute. Are you getting? Remaining lines of the code happily will execute, no problem at all. So wherever exception rises, there only we are handling. So remaining code happily will be continued. So the biggest advantage here is, yes, says so these lines of the code will be executed. We are not skipping. So proper functionality we can expect. Are you in the position to understand? So general risky code we have to take inside outer try block. Okay, sir, too much risky code, more specific risky code, too much risky code, this code we have to take inside the inner try block. Okay, if really an exception rises, inner except block is going to handle. Now remaining lines of the code will be executed. Sir, by mistake inner except block unable to handle, inner except block unable to handle, no problem at all. This outer except block is the responsible to handle. Are you in the position to understand, right? So this is what you should aware, sir. So general risky code we have to take inside the try block. Too much risky code we have to take inside inner try block. Okay, outer try block contain general risky code. Sir, this inner try block contain too much risky code. Is it clear for all of you, right? If inner except block unable to handle exception, no problem. Outer except block is the responsible to handle. Any doubt about this? Have a look once. Sir, next step, try except finally blocks. Here see this one. We can take try except finally blocks inside the try or except or finally. Hence, a nesting of try except finally blocks is possible. Next, general risky code we have to take inside outer try block, and too much risky code we have to take inside inner try block. Next, inside inner try block, if an exception rises, then inner except block is the responsible to handle. Sir, observe, inside inner try block, if an exception rises, inner except block is the responsible to handle. If it is unable to handle, then outer except block is the responsible to handle. That's what you people should aware about this one, sir. Are you in the position to understand? Sir, now let me go for one or two theoretical example so that you people will get much clarity. Best example for you people, right? Sir, you know, in Hyderabad, in the olden days, there are some religion fightings like Hindu, Muslim, these kind of fightings maybe there are in the olden days, but now the people are educated, we are not having any such type of problem. Suppose assume, sir, this is the Hyderabad city. Okay, now take very special care, Hyderabad city. There are such type of religion fighting problems came. Okay, immediately, sir, army or otherwise police force will be there, okay, to provide 144 section. So like to provide safety, okay, police force is going to come. Then assume there is some place is there, okay, in Hyderabad, sir, there are some areas, too much risky areas are there, something like old city, okay, this is one risky area. Next, and after that somewhere Moti Nagar, okay, this is another risky area. Next, and after that Borabanda, something like another risky area. So now observe, this total Hyderabad itself is the risky, but in these three areas are too much risky. What the policemen they are going to do is more forces they are going to take here, sir. Okay, more forces they are going to keep at these places. If really there is a problem, immediately the police force whoever there, so immediately suppress the problem there only without expanding to rest of the city. Are you in the position to understand, right? Too much risky area, special forces must be required. General risky area, normal protection forces are enough. Okay, are you seeing the scenario? So this type of too much risky areas, inner try block. Next, general risky area, outer try block. Okay, well, suppose you are traveling on the road, assume that by using your car. Okay, you are traveling on the road. Sir, traveling on the road by car itself is the risky, because once your car on the road, maybe a chance of accident itself is the risky. So compulsory except block must be required. Try except, right? But there are some areas are there. Okay, Okay, you are going to see the boards too much risky, accident prone area, take special care. Like there are some boards they are going to keep, sir, take a bit special care. Okay, too much accident prone area, take a bit special care. Are road itself is the risky area, but why these special boards they are going to take? Because it is too much risky, curve, accident prone area. That's why take a bit special care. Like there is some special special warning boards by default will be there. Are you getting right? So why these are special warning boards? Because boss, it is the too much risky area, take a bit special care. Are you getting? Too much risky area, inner try block must be required. General risky area, outer try block is enough. Are you getting terminology right? Similarly, okay, one more example, sir. You may ask, sir, okay, try inside a try. Okay, we are in the position to understand what is the need of taking try block inside except block. I told right in our example, have you observed right? Inside except block also, if you want you can take try except finally. Inside except also, if you want you can take try except finally. Sir, what is the need? Can you please explain with a small example so that we may get much clarity? You people may ask. Very simple, sir. Observe carefully. Sir, now try block I am taking. Try block. Use Oracle database. Just observe very carefully. Use Oracle database. Now except sir, use MySQL database. MySQL database. Now observe. While using Oracle database, if there is a problem, then immediately use MySQL database. Okay, like you have backup facility is there, good. Now, is there any guarantee compulsory your MySQL database will work? Maybe the problem with MySQL database also. Then what is my scenario? Are you getting? Then what is about my scenario? Sir, bus ticket is not available. Try for train ticket. If a train ticket also not available, what is my situation? You should have alternative now also. Now, so here inside except block, try except, use Postgres SQL, like another database I am using, sir. Sir, now observe, use Oracle database. If there is a problem with Oracle database, except block. Again in the try except is there. Use MySQL database. If you are facing any problem with MySQL database, can you please use Postgres SQL, another database? So where I am taking this try except inside except block. Are you in the position to understand, right? So is it required to take try except inside except block or not? Yes, there are some cases are there, but very rare we have this type of requirement. But still, so you can take try except finally inside except block. You can take try except finally inside finally block also possible, friends. Nesting of try except finally is always possible. Any doubt about this one? Clear for all of you, right? If you feel comfortable, then I will go for one executable program so that you will get much clarity on the concept. Any doubt? Sir, let me explain a small executable program. Here, see this one. Here I am taking try block. Observe very carefully, sir. Try block. Now here print outer try block. Outer try block I am taking, sir. Outer try block. Next here I am taking try print inner try block. Inner try block I am taking. Inner try block. Next except, here except I am taking print inner except block. Inner except block, like this I am taking. Next and after that finally print, here just observe, sir, here try print inner try block except 0 division error I am taking. Except 0 division error. If 0 division error is coming, print inner except block. Finally print inner finally block. Print inner finally block. Okay, that's all. Sir, this here, do you know, this is the inner finally, inner try except finally. Yes, sir, this one got completed, right? Now here I am taking except, sir, outer try completed except. Here print outer except block. Outer except block like. Next finally, okay, print, can you please spell out, sir? Outer finally black. Print outer finally black. That's all. Okay. Now take very special care about this terminology, right? Now my important conclusion is, sir, if I execute this code, what is the flow? Just have a look once. The same code whatever I wrote on the board here, the same. Just for clarity purpose I'm showing. Sir, outer try block, print outer try block, try inner try block, except zero division error, inner except block. Next finally inner finally block. Sir, this is the outer except block, outer finally block. Same code, right? Now if I execute this code, can you please confirm what is the output by default we are going to get? Please respond. No exception. No exception. If there is no exception, simple thumb rule, except blocks won't be executed. If there is no exception, except blocks won't be executed. That's why, do you know, this one will be executed outer try block, and then inner try block. Next except block won't execute. Inner finally block. Next this except also won't execute. Now outer finally block. Now the answer is outer try block, inner try block, next inner finally block, outer finally block. These four statements will be printed because there is no exception. Any doubt about this one? Have a look once, sir. Let me execute the same code. If I'm trying to execute this code, now have a look once. What answer by default we will get here is, yes, outer try block, inner try block, inner finally block, outer finally block, like sir. Here observe carefully, sir. First this one will execute outer try, next inner try will execute. There is no exception, that's why this except block is not going to execute. Next this finally will execute. There is no exception, that's why this except block also won't be executed. Next outer finally. That's all. These four lines will be printed to the console. Now is it clear for all of you, right? Okay, well sir, now I want to make a small change for this code. What is the change here? Yes, observe that inside inner try, I'm taking print 10 by 0. Print 10 by 0. Zero division error will come. Now what is the flow, right? So inner try block raising an exception. Sir, what will happen? So first outer try, next try inner try. Okay, whenever zero division error is coming, immediately the corresponding except block will execute. Which except block? Inner except block. Inner except block for zero division error only. That's why, so immediately inner except block will execute. So exception raised, handled. Now continue, finally will execute. Sir, outer except won't be executed because the reason is exception is already handled here only. Now this except is not going to execute, only outer finally. So in this scenario, what will happen? Inner try raising an exception, but the corresponding inner except block matched. What is the flow? Outer try block, inner except block, inner finally block, outer finally block. Just let me show this one. Have a look once. Inside inner try block, I'm taking print 10 by 0. Okay, like sir, observe the flow very carefully, sir. Sir, this one will execute. Next inner try will execute. Here there is a problem is coming, zero division error. Immediately the corresponding except block matched. Now sir, this line will execute. So exception raised but handled. Immediately continue, right? So this line will execute. Next here no exception to handle. That's why this except block won't execute. Now this one is going to execute. So total 5 lines of the output will be displayed to the console. Now have a look once. What is the answer we are going to get? Outer try block, inner try block, inner except block, inner finally block, next outer finally block, like this, right? We are getting. Okay, well sir, now I want to make a small change for this program. What is my change is? Listen carefully. Inner try block raises zero division error, but except block available for value error. Inner except block available for value error. value error like. Sir, can you please guide what will happen? Array riser exception is 0 division error, but except block is available for value error. Array there is a problem, hard problem, but I specialist is available. Are you getting? It's always a problem, right? Now, sir, what is the flow? Outer try block, inner try block, here an exception riser, here an exception riser, but the corresponding except block not matched. Then the control should go to outer except block. Have you remember? First priority for inner except block. If the inner except block unable to handle, now the control will goes to outer except block. But before going to the outer except block, here finally block compulsory will be executed. Remember. So finally will be executed, and then outer except block, and then outer finally. Now observe the flow. Outer try block, inner try block, next inner finally block, outer except block, outer finally block. So before going to the outer except block, compulsory inner finally block will be executed. Only finally block, only inner finally block will be executed, right? Now have a look once. Sir, here I am making the change except value error, like this I am taking, sir. Sir, observe the flow. Observe the flow. Sir, first this one will execute. Now inner try block will execute. Now here print of 10 by 0. Here the problem is coming. Whenever the problem is coming, immediately Python virtual machine will check for except block. Sorry, it is not matched. Then the control should goes to outer except. But before going to the outer except, compulsory finally will execute. Only finally will execute. After that, outer except block and outer finally block. Now observe the flow. Outer try block, inner try block, inner except block won't execute. Inner finally block, outer except block, outer finally block. Have a look once. Sir, here if I execute this one, outer try block, inner try block, inner finally, and then outer except block, outer finally block. Is it clear for all of you, right? Now observe that carefully, sir. Okay. Now I have one more small change. Okay. My change here is, observe that. Here I am not taking print 10 by 0 inside inner try block. Okay, observe. Inner try block won't rise any exception or error. Okay, try. Now inside outer try block, here I am taking print 10 by 0. Dangerous thing, take very special care. Where exception is rising, sir, can you please spell out? Where the exception is rising? Inside outer try block. Inside outer try block, exception is rising, sir. Now, so first outer try block, here the problem is coming. Can you please tell? Immediately the control will goes to except block. So the corresponding except block means outer except block is the corresponding except block. Now my question is, in this case, can you please tell, sir, finally block will be executed or not? That's about my doubt. Inner finally block in this case will execute or not? Yes? No. Because in the last video somewhere I covered, boss, finally block will be executed always. Finally block will be executed always, irrespective of exception, riser, not riser, handle or not handle. Now this inner finally will be executed or not. So outer try block, now the control will goes to corresponding except means this one, outer except block, outer finally block. Now my question is, in this scenario, inner finally block will be executed or not? What answer you can get? Can you please confirm? Inner finally block will be executed or not? Perfect. It won't be executed. What may be the reason? I will explain. First, let me show execution. Assume it is not going to execute. What is the reason? I will explain. First, observe carefully, sir. Here, so I'm not here. See this one. Inner try won't raise any exception. Okay, like finally. Now here I am taking print of 10 by 0. Observe very carefully, sir. Where I am taking inside outer try block, an exception got raised. Now first this line will execute. Here an exception raised, immediately the control will comes to corresponding except block. That's why this is going to execute. Now this one is going to execute, sir. Outer finally block. Now the point here is, observe very carefully. What answer? Outer try block, outer except block, outer finally block, outer try block, outer except block, outer finally block. Like we are going to get the chance. Sir, take very special care. Why this inner finally block is not executed? Inner finally you are not saying, sir, why it is not? Sir, very simple. What is the purpose of finally block? Anyone, can you please tell? I told already. What is the need of finally block? To maintain cleanup code, to close resources whatever open inside try block. Now observe here, try block, I open some resources. Sir, inside finally block, I have to close the resources. Now my question is, once the control, if you entered in the try block, if you open resources, compulsory you should close the resources. That's why finally should execute, correct? But the problem here is you didn't enter. Suppose here the problem is coming, sir. Outside of try only the problem is coming. So here the problem is coming, the control won't enter in the try block. If the control won't enter in the try block, you didn't open any resources, then what is the need of closing the resources? Are you getting? The conclusion is very important. Once the control entered in the try block, compulsory finally block should be executed to close the resources. If the control not entered in the try block, then finally block not required to execute, won't execute at all. Sir, observe here, you didn't enter in the inner try block, because outside of inner try block only the problem came. You didn't enter inside inner try block. That's why, so this inner finally not executed. But you entered in the outer try block. That's why outer finally block executed. Are you seeing the difference, right? So once we entered in the try block, compulsory finally block will be executed. If the control not entered in the try block, then the corresponding finally block won't be executed. Is it clear, right? So this is a good example. We covered almost 4 or 5 cases. So very helpful in the next control flow in nested try except finally. There nested try except finally control flow. This knowledge is very helpful, sir. Just have a look once. Sir, here just I covered one theoretical conclusion, very important conclusion, sir. Observe, if the control not entered in the try block, then the corresponding finally block won't be executed. Remember, if the control not entered in the try block, the corresponding finally block won't be executed. Next, once control entered in the try block, compulsory the corresponding finally block will be executed. Is it clear for all of you, right? This is the small example to demonstrate nested try except finally blocks. Any doubt?